You're like second nature, you're like breathing air. When you're gone, I'm broken, got me in repair. Yeah, you light me up like I'm shooting flares. Sending SOS, you know I need you here. Hold on tight, you're my ride or die. Said you like the stars, so we watch the sky. Talk deep, so you ask what I want if I could have one wish. Oh, I would wish for Groundhog Day like I'm Bill Murray. But with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave. Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, but with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave. So stay a while, you're so contagious. You got me tipsy, intoxicated. Just pack a suitcase, like it's vacation. We got the whole thing starting over when today ends. Hold on tight, you're my ride or die. Said you like the stars, so we watch the sky. Talk deep, so you ask what I want if I could have one wish. Oh, I would wish for Groundhog Day like I'm Bill Murray, but with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave. Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, but with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave. Don't wake me up, I could spend forever with you. Can't get enough, everything is better with you. Forever with you, can't get enough. Oh, I would wish for Groundhog Day like I'm Bill Murray, but with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave. Groundhog Day, Bill Murray, but with no worries, cause yesterday was just you and me. Wake up to a replay in the best way, cause I don't ever want you to leave.
Yeah, new whip, I'm gliding. Everybody saying prove it, went silent. Everybody wanna do this, they trying. Despicable how I grew this, I'm flying. Shoes looking like the loose ends I'm tying. Big sprint into the tarmac. Long way from a minivan, but we still sitting in the far back. New ride door suicide. You should see the damn Carfax. Always said that it's do or die, and I haven't had a damn heart attack. Got it on lockdown. Bit that shows it's not loud. Guess what my stock now? Give you a hint, it's not down. Going for knockouts. Big hook when I drop now. How many songs out? Give you a hint, I lost count. Everybody say they feel me. My team like the SEAL team. Neighbors hear the wheel scream. I'm sorry.
Alright, what is up? I apologize. I wait until everyone's in bed to do all this, but dude, I gotta be careful because my son's right out there. I think he's asleep already. He's been having like crazy dreams where he wakes up and then like after he's asleep for a while, he doesn't ever remember waking up. He came right down. He climbed in my arms. He's like, hey. He won't remember any of this tomorrow. It's just wild, dude. My brother used to do the same thing. That's why I hope he's all right. But I mean, nothing bad. Just like sleepwalks a little bit. It's kind of crazy. He came all the way downstairs. He's on like the second floor of a house. I'm in the basement. Dude, I gotta say, I sat and watched the last 3 innings of the Yankees-Red Sox game with my wife. Her dad is a massive Yankees fan. We've been to Yankee Stadium twice now. Saw the Orioles play there, and we saw Orioles play there. We saw the Orioles play there. No, and then years ago we saw them. That's when Mariana threw me the ball in the outfield. Cool moment. So that was his last season too. But as of right now, we have the Tigers and Guardians tied up 1-1. The Padres Cubs tied up 1-1. The Padres winning 3-0 tonight. And then the Red Sox Yankees. Dude, that Jazz is fast, dude. Here we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, 4, 5, 6 to the right. To the right. What do you say? What's gross? All right, dude. I want to rip more football. I want to talk football, but apparently we're going to be doing baseball. This is round 1. We're going to be live for round 1, and then we'll be live for round 2. You can see at the bottom it's round 1. Trey Benson went on injured reserve tonight. Now, I think that's just the 4-week injured reserve, which means, what's it, DeMarco or Demetric or whatever his name is their starter. Everyone's like, I'm glad I picked him up. I'm like, are you? Are you really happy you have the third string running back on an offense that was already kind of struggling? They're the equivalent. They are the, and I don't mean this like longevity wise, but just for the year for fantasy purposes, they seem to be slightly above the Browns. They are the Browns of the NFC. They're going to have a great defense and just not be able to do much on the offensive side. But they do have Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyler Murray. Shout out to the Short Kings, as Tom Pelissero would say on Good Morning Football. Oh, yeah, her dad. The names are wrong? How are the names wrong? Aren't you round 2? Aren't you last round, Corey? Corey, you're last round. Round 1 is Brad. Let me know if I messed up. I think I'm right. Guys, tell me before I get going. Am I good? This is round 1. Yeah, dude. And you know what I told her tonight? I was like, I don't even know who I want to win this. I don't care. Oh, no worries. I'm reading what you're saying. So listen, I didn't know who to root for. And then this is what I said to my wife. She's like, I just hate the Red Sox. And she grew up in a Yankees house. So I was like, I get it. But hear me out. This is why I rooted for the Red Sox. You ready? I pay for the season pass. I pay for, we have like MASN. We have the baseball package. We cannot watch a Yankees game. Not even when they're in Baltimore. So I said, why do I want to root for the Yankees? At least we get to watch the Orioles play Boston. When the Yankees play Boston or Orioles, even in Baltimore, we can't do it unless you have SNY or their MSN package. Gavin Grahovic, 1 out of 4, going to the 1 spot. Brad. That's all right, Corey. You know what? I'd rather you, to be honest, I'd rather you say something, because I looked at the rounds when I do 2 back-to-back. Griffin Burkholder, that's going to be 2 out of 4 going to Tyler. I would much rather you bring it up before I start going through the cards and then me have to sort it after. Not to mention, I've had quite a few drinks, to be perfectly honest. Been enjoying the night. Jeff Burrows, we saw him last night. This is a 3. Ooh, are we going to go for the series? This is a 1, 2, 3 back-to-back. It's going to be Lonnie. We got a 1, 2, 3. If we can go 4, 5, I'll give out a $25 credit. If it goes 1, 2, 3. If it goes Lonnie and Joseph next. Just for shits and giggles. It's going to be a die cut. Theo Gillen. Oh, close. It's a 3 out of 4. It goes to the 3 spot. Lonnie. That's a sweet card. So yeah, anyhow, man, Jazz is fast. Volpe had an awesome play if you didn't see it. Apparently the Red Sox made a big boo-boo in the outfield to give the Yankees a big lead. Alex, who's your team? You're Detroit, correct? You're a Tigers fan. Your team blew it tonight. Had a chance. They got smashed tonight. I think Alex, right? You're a Lions fan. I'm gonna say you're gonna go with the Tigers. Kyle DeBarge. No, this one's out of 6. 3 out of 6. They go up, just like Leaf. Most is short print. But yeah, that one's out of 6. 3 out of 6. Everything out of 4. The new Dawn. Hey, guess what? The good news is we're not to the autos yet. We have one more card and then we get to the autos. Miguel Blaise. 1 out of 5. Baseball Nation, one of the nicest series we've seen yet, in my opinion, out of Leaf. Now, I have Trinity, too, and I've heard Trinity's baller. This is really the only way I feel good doing this. That makes it like, I don't know, we might try a PYT. We might try a player break. I don't know. I have one total full case of this and one of Trinity. It is a 1 out of 6 Boston Bateman. Brad, last night, the one spot, whoever had it in the second box got one base card. So it's not always the one spot, but this is a 1 out of 6 Boston Bateman. Dude, how about, Alex, I'm going to talk to you about football real quick. How about Dan Campbell establishing his legacy in Detroit? He lets his coaches go, right? We got, who's their coordinator that went to Chicago? But we got him in all sorts of scandal. I had to message Chris. I'm like, what? Why are these guys, they're getting interviewed after coming off of a halftime conversation with their team where they're down and they should be winning. And it's like, hey, what are you guys doing wrong? He's like, I don't know. We got to fix some things. Yeah, you do, don't you? And he's like, looks at her like, the fuck? I can't with these interviews on field. I don't know how these coaches survive. They must they must spend half their paycheck in therapy. This is a 7 out of 7. Dylan Dreiling. Nathan Long with the 7 spot. Yeah, Corey. And Trinity's always been that way. You know, they really went away from it on football with the patches. Well, did you read it, Chris? She apparently was like, oh, they didn't hear me say, do you need to do something different? Instead of saying, they thought he said, you need to do something different. She did not. She said, you need to do something different. Like, she was like agreeing with him. And I get what she was doing. But she tried to change what she said. I'm like, da. There's a camera there. Oh, you're talking about Dan Campbell? Absolutely. So today on Good Morning Football, I love this. So Seth Rollins has been doing cameos on Good Morning Football. He's on for the whole show. How many of you guys, like, just give me a thumbs up. Just tell me if you do. How many of you guys watch Good Morning Football semi-regularly? I'm saying like a timer. I watch it every morning. I watch at least the first hour. The second hour that loops through, they switch it up. This is a Johnston. Someone help me here. JHOSTYNXNXON. Yestanoxen Garcia. Dude, if I nailed that on the man. 13 out of 15. That one's the 15. The 3 spot, Lonnie. So, today on Good Morning Football, which I watch every day, Seth Rollins has been making some appearances. And, dude, he is an entertainer. You can tell he's a WWE dude. But one of the conversations, because they brought up the fact that the Jags defensive coordinator went after the Niners defensive coordinator after the game. There was this whole spat. And so, who's the Niners head coach? Shanahan, right? Shanahan was asked, do you think there's anybody that could beat him up? And he goes, yeah, me. He was like, just played it off. He's like, other than that, I can't answer. And the reporter followed up with, what about Dan Campbell? He's like, I think Dan Campbell could probably take anybody. Here we go. Seaver King. Oh, was it the Jags head coach? I thought it was he went after the defensive coordinator of the Niners, though, right? Ooh, this is like an acetate. This is cool. 5 out of 8 to the 5 spot, Wes. Seaver King. Look at this. You can see through it. You can see the Messina card. This is really sweet, dude. And again, I know I'm a broken record, but I've talked about this with Nate Long, who's on this. I've spoken with this with Jason many times. I've spoken with this with Tony. Guys heavily involved in the hobby. I mean, like, dude, if this is any other brand, if this is Panini, if this is Topps, this card is stellar. This is not nothing to be like, this is not just your clear acetate. This is not just your like plastic card. This is a translucent with a purple sparkle. This card is sharp. Good auto. It looks clean. It looks on card. You can hardly see it as a sticker. Oh, yeah, it was Saleh. That's right. That's what the question was. Who could beat up Robert Saleh? Yeah. and Shanahan's like, I could. Me, that's it. It was so funny. If you don't watch Good Morning Football, please, they've really like keyed it in with some of the guys they have now. But anyhow, And then the question of the day was, if you had to be tag team partners, and I'm going to ask you guys this, if you had to be tag team partners with any coach in the NFL, who would it be? How can you not go Dan Campbell on this? The dude, like, his walkout music's Metallica. He's going to be all coked up. You know he is. Pete Carroll, Pete Carroll, I guarantee he gets a walker out to the tunnel and then runs out. He is a tough dude, though. 5 out of 8, by the way, Wes. That's a sweet card. Now, here's another one. We haven't seen these yet. We've opened, this is our third box. This is the first I'm seeing them. Carson Bench. This is going to be out of 15, but it is a 1 out of 15. Brad just absolutely killing it. How hyped am I for those? Alex, truthfully, I'm very excited, except I'm very worried about the game. We are in Buffalo, right? I think we are. Either way, very concerned. I feel like New England's putting it together. And speaking of New England, Vrabel was another dude they talked about being a great tag team partner. Vrabel and Campbell. But Vrabel's this, like, dude, I loved him as a coach when he's in Tennessee. He took Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill and, like, nobody else, right? They had some receivers, but it was like he kept getting them to the playoffs, and they had no business being in the playoffs. And every year he continued to get them there. Now he's with New England. Here it is, 2 for the show. Charlie Condone and Kevin McGonigal. 4 out of 8. Joseph Taylor. There you go. So right now, here's how I rank. And here's how I rank the rivalry jerseys. It is Miami Dolphins number 1. And you can say what you want, but that black, orange, and like green together, it was fire. And Arizona is like a 1B. The Arizona ones were great. They were classic. I love them. Let me do a recap here. I like that they're doing this. I'm excited to see the Bills out there in all whites. I don't think they're the best ones. I feel like they were a little bit lazy. Maybe I expect more. Maybe I wanted some more red in their color because the reds are my favorite. But the cards looked great, and the Dolphins just look so good. And I hate the Dolphins. But those jerseys looked great. Miguel Bleis, 1 out of 5, so the 1 spot. This goes to the 3 spot for Burris. Griffin Burkholder to the 2 spot. And Gavin Grahovic to the 1 spot. We had the Kyle DeBarge to the 3 spot. Theo Gillen to the 3 spot as well. And then we had the McGonigal and Condone to the 4 spot. These are great. Both of these translucent hitter cards, pure hitter. These things are gross, dude. Wait till you see them in hand. So you'll get to see it to the 1 spot and to the 5 spot. So that's Brad and Wes respectively. And this dude's name, Justin Garcia to the 3 spot. That's going out to Lonnie. We had the Dylan to the 7 spot. And Bateman to the 1 spot as well. All right, we're going to go right into number 2. All right, who got that one? The double auto went to the 4 spot. So Joseph, Alex is looking for that if you're interested. Just giving you a heads up. Yeah, dude. So I like the rivalry aspect. All teams over the next 4 years, I think it's 8 teams a year get to do them, and then they're over 4 years. So 8, 16, 24, 32. That makes sense. I think this week it's the Bucks play Seattle, and are they alternates or are they rivalries? Because I don't get why they're playing. Alex, do you know this? And I should know this as a Bills fan. Are New England wearing rivalry jerseys too, or is it just the Bills? I can't understand. Like, remember on Thursdays they used to do the color rush? Because the Bills and the Jets played and they were all red and all green, and like colorblind people couldn't see it. It was this big disaster. It was like in 2015 or something. Anyhow, I don't understand why some people are like the Arizona when they played, they had theirs, but the other team didn't. Seattle didn't. And I'm like, why are we doing this? Why are they both not wearing them? So I don't understand why they're saving them. Let me get round 2 up here. Well, Isn't it Seattle and Tampa Bay this week wearing theirs? Or who is it? Tampa Bay and who? Well, yeah, but even so, the home team wears them. So what's going on with the Bucks game this week? Bucks Seattle unis. I love talking to you guys. This is the shit that like I don't get a chance to really look up. Yes, the Tampa will be wearing their white creamsicle throwbacks. They're 90s inspired, so they're just throwbacks. Oh, dude, they're going to look so good. Yeah, this is it. Here. Oh my gosh, give me both of these. I wish I had like FU money. Because there are people, there are jerseys I'd like to have here. So here. Like, this is it. I mean, come on. I want that Baker. I'll take that. I love, dude. How can we not want those? NFC West and AFC. So, then they do the color, or not color, I should do the rivalries for the home team. And then they also do throwbacks. Yeah, apparently the last game of the year, the Bills are like bringing back like their vintage red Super Bowl era unis. We'll see. All right, here we go, final round. Good luck. So, in other news in football, I know the Largent. I don't like know him enough. I know that like he's a great, but it's not fair for me to be like that's the one I want. I would probably want a throwback, but I'd want it. Oh man, I can't even say it. I don't want it to be Lynch. How about I have one? I want a Sean Alexander Seahawks throwback. It'd be interesting to do if you could get a jersey from every team. Who would the player be? Bucks is 100% either Allstott or Mayfield. Ricky Waters would be cool too, but like I feel like it's almost like Philly too, right? He had good years in Philly. Nolan Salza. This is the right one. Corey's up here. 1 out of 15. So it is out of 15, but it's the one spot. What's that Dodger score, Chris? Thank you guys for being in here hanging out. And those of you that are chatting, I appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to stick most of the serial numbers on here as much as I want to do some football breaks. Dodgers on the board. It's 2-1. Bottom of the fourth. Dodgers got a runner on. No outs. Well, you know why I can't have Marshawn. Who? Waters would be the worst or Alexander? Bryce Rayner, Baseball Nation, 4 out of 7. Jason Mello, you got the die cut there, 4 out of 7. I can't do Lynch because we gave him away in Buffalo. And that was the big start. 2008 rookie, I believe, Marshawn Lynch. And it was slightly after we just got done with like being so close year after year. And it was just 11 years of or 9 years of just pure, like horrific football. Why do you say that? He was Mr. Monday Night, dude. You didn't like him? He puts Bible verses on all his cards too. Rafael Flores, 5 out of 8 going to the 5 spot. There you go, Corey. Rafael Flores. 2007? Was it? What year did we open the UD Premier? I swear that was 8. That was his rookie year with the Bills. Roch Chalosky. 3 out of 3. Joseph Taylor. A new dawn. Either way. We gave him away, man. He just didn't want to be in Buffalo. And then went into tear up. We did get some guys along the way. We had Fred Taylor and CJ Spiller. But we also had Trent Edwards and EJ Manuel. Oh my God. What a horrible. Like, it's so nice to have that in the distant past. And I know people are like, oh, Josh Allen, the best quarterback without a ring. It's like, whatever. We don't have Trent Edwards. I don't care. I mean, I like Doug Flutie. I like Tyrod Taylor. But man, we went through some years. And Lynch. This all goes back to the fact that Lynch was a... Fuck you, Lynch. I can't have a Seahawks jersey. Trent Caraway, 1 out of 7 to the one spot. Nathan Long. Was it? Man, you remember how much we ripped at that, Corey? That 2007 UD premiere? And what's crazy, do you remember how much game used content there was in that? Hagen Smith. Even the manufactured patches in that were so nice. That is a 3 out of 6 Hagen Smith going out to Joseph. Man. They were fun breaks. I remember, Jamie, specifically one day during it was a Thanksgiving day. We did we sold 2 half case breaks of it, and I drove home. That's when I lived in Northumberland. I drove home from my father-in-law's house, went home, broke 2 full half case breaks, so a full case, and then drove back for Thanksgiving night. Oh man, the good days. That and then 2015 Black Gold. Braden Montgomery. Going to be 14 out of 15, Jason Mello. Oh, they tied it up. Lynch, AP, Larry Johnson, and Tomlinson. Do you know what you did with that, Jamie? That'd be a fun card to have. That's one I would have probably stuck in the PC. But I know during COVID, it was hard to not sell those cards because those kind of cards went ballistic. Theo Gillen. 13 out of 15. Again, Joseph tearing it up with that 3 spot, oddly. And they're numbered all the way to 15. So every number has a chance in that. Max Muncy. Chris Cortez. 4 out of 4. Jason Mello. Now, I will say we haven't pulled a big vet yet. So I'm hoping we can see a Griffey. Who else did I see? Was it George Brett? There was Strawberry. Cortez, 4 out of 4 there. He said 7 sucks. How about 6? 6, 7? Well, I do appreciate you guys being in here. I wish we could do. You still have it? Stop. Dude, this is a sharp card. Do you really still have it? Next to the Brett. Is that next to the Bret Hart auto I pulled you? Dude, this has made me smile tonight. Is that your collection? Be honest. That's cool, dude. If you still have that, I gotta go back to chat. Carter Holton. 7 out of 15. He said the 7 spot sucks. He tried the Corey Kelly method. Squeaky wheel, baby. There you go, Alex. Jamie, I appreciate you showing me that, man. It gives me that there's still hope. There are many days lately I'm like, man, there's no hobby people left. That's cool. Because that's not like your team per se. And you have I pulled those. Hey, we just said we didn't get a vet. How about a Philly vet? They're getting the bye. Kurt Schilling. 2 out of 5. Lonnie. Kurt Schilling. That's gangster right there. Oh, Corey tried it. Not as bad as a 5 spot. He gave me a little winky. I got you, Corey. He said proof sent. Hold on. Let's see. That's your tracking. Dude, that's pretty cool. I like that I get the center there. Here we go. That's what's up. Jamie, I appreciate that, dude. Looking good, man. Looking a little sleek. Doing some fasting. Doing a little dieting? I'm going to take a shot to you, even though it's not a shot video. I like your board there, dude. What is that little strip you have that you have your cards on? Is just a shelf? And so far, every last card has been either a triple or a double. 2 for the show. 3 out of 3 going out to Joseph, Brad and Joseph tearing up their first and second breaks respectively. Nazaro Montez and Felnine Celestin. 3 out of 3. I'm assuming those are Mariners guys. They could be Marlins, but either way, it's going out to Joseph. All right, guys, and if I didn't get you, I apologize, but I am going to do a recap. I appreciate you guys filling. I know, Corey, I know it is. But hey, it's the price of a scratch-off, and to be honest, the product looks great. We can talk about doing it another way, but I've been enjoying these because they fill, and we get to do them, during the baseball games. Hagen Smith, 3 out of 6 to the 3 spot. Trent Carraway to the 1 spot. Chalowski to the 3 spot. Flores to the 5 spot. Speaking of Flores, Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Vikings, is going. They're in London. They're going to be playing Dylan Gabriel's offense, the Browns. Today they were like Manti Te'o, obviously one of the better defensive dudes back in his day. He held his own, I should say. Good Morning Football guy now. And he's like, he just heard that was breaking news during Good Morning Football. And he was like, oh, Brian Flores is slobbering right now. He couldn't contain himself. He's like, and he's like, it's nothing to do with Dylan Gabriel. He's like, they have the most complicated defensive front. Flores running that Vikings D, it's just, golly. I feel bad for Gabriel. Why? And he said he's like, Stefanski's a 2-time coach of the year. He must know Dylan Gabriel has something, or he wouldn't be throwing him out there in London on like the morning game if he didn't think he could handle this. But man, he must really have a lot of faith to stick his rookie quarterback. Never has a rookie quarterback started an overseas game. That's what he said. And there's a Rayner at the 4 spot, the Celestin Montez to the 3 spot, Kurt Schilling to the 2 spot, Carter Holton to the 7 spot, I believe, right? Yep. And then we had the Cortez to the 4 spot, Theo Gillen to the 3 spot, and then Braden to the 4 spot. I like that, Jamie. This is the stuff I said we got to be talking about more, how to display. Yeah, I'd be selling that as fast as possible. I mean, look, Chris, here's the situation. It's better that it's him and not Shador. Because the fact is, if they did Shador that way, it'd be like, oh, here we are trying to destroy Shador's career. And I couldn't disagree with it. Like, it'd be like dude, I have a soft spot for these guys because Nate Peterman was thrown in 17, week 5 against the Chargers. I'll never forget. I was lifting at the gym over in Lewisburg. I did like a trial membership, and I saw it on the screen. I was like, wait, what? This is the week against the number 1 defense in the league. That was dude, he had no business starting, and that's the game. He threw 5 interceptions in the first half, and it essentially ruined his career. And I have a feeling that's going to happen with Dylan Gabriel. I do. So, Corey, I could be wrong. Stefanski's 2-time coach of the year. But if I had a choice, I'd be selling that card today. I don't think so, Alex. I don't think it has yet. I mean, he's buried as a 3rd quarterback on arguably the worst offense in the league. Here's the crazy thing, and this has been confirmed through multiple outlets. The Ravens are going to draft Shador Sanders. And then his camp said, do not draft us. We don't want to sit behind Lamar because we love Lamar. We're never going to start. He's too good. He's not going anywhere. And ironically, Shador would be starting this week because now they're starting Cooper Rush. And it's like, there's no way you would convince anybody in Ravens camp that Shador shouldn't be starting over Cooper Rush. But you can't play your 5th round draft pick over your 3rd round draft pick. It's kind of like it's just not how it worked. No, it's not, Chris. It's not fair. But I'm saying, listen, I know what you're saying. It's not that. Dylan Gabriel shouldn't be starting either. It's not right. They're putting him in an awful position. What I'm saying is that we wouldn't even be having the conversation about Shedeur Sanders not starting in London, and it's a big thing. Why is Shedeur Sanders? He's still third on it. So he's listed as the emergency quarterback, which means the only way Shedeur Sanders can go in the game. I didn't know this. I learned this today. This was new to me. Which I have another thing I learned last week. So Shedeur Sanders can only play if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt and Joe Flacco gets hurt. He's the emergency QB3. I also didn't know that you can horse collar tackle a quarterback if he's in the pocket. Did you know this? It happened last week in the morning game. Aaron Rodgers got horse collar tackled. Apparently, if they're in the pocket, you can horse collar tackle them. I still don't believe it. I have to look it up. But like the announcer says this. He's like, oh yeah, a lot of you at home are probably wondering why it wasn't a horse collar tackle. Even Aaron Rodgers was bringing it up. When they're in the pocket, they're allowed to grab a hold of the collar. What do you mean what happens, Alex? Then he balls out and he's the starter. And the Browns are now contenders in the North, where the Ravens are 1-3. The Steelers are what? 3-1, 2-2? I mean, like, the Browns have a formidable defense. I hate the Browns defense. It's terrifying. I don't want to start any of my fantasy guys against them. Like, I'm not saying they won't give up points and they can't lose, but they are tough to beat. Chris, are you sure? Because that's what they were talking about today, and that was Tom Pelissero who does the injury report, and he was like, yeah, and unfortunately, like we don't have to worry about Shedeur getting in, because as a QB3 emergency QB, you can only play if the first two get hurt. Corey, that's what's crazy. They beat the Packers. Packers going in tie in Dallas, that was my lock of the week. Here, and I'm going to end with this. And I'll let Shedeur and Dylan and Flacco alone because it's irrelevant. Why the fuck are the Bengals not getting a quarterback? In the last 2 weeks, they have scored a total of 9 points. You have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Chase Brown on top of it. Andreas Cevis and like other guys. I know your line sucks. But then you got the Giants, who are clearly going with Dart for the rest of the season. And whatever, you want to make Russell Wilson number 2, trade Jameis Winston. You're 1-3. Even if you win this week, you're 2-3. And then what? Like you're gonna get a wild card spot in the NFC? Like, get some capital. They can get a lot more for Russ than Jameson, because Russ only has this like weak 1-year contract. It doesn't even matter if they don't have money. Russ's contract is weak. They're weak. It's weak. They can give up a player. Give up T. Higgins. Give up T. Higgins. Give him up. Let the Giants. They just lost Neighbors. To me, it's like, oh, do we really want to give him up? You don't have the money for T. Higgins at this point. Give up T. Higgins. Get Russell Wilson in. You're going to need him next year because Burrow's inevitably going to get hurt again next year or the following year. Let Russell Wilson close his career out in Cincinnati. He'll be fine with Chase and Brown and a couple other guys there. Like, it just isn't making sense to me. I wouldn't do it for Jameis. I wouldn't give up Higgins for Jameis, but I would love Russ in Cincinnati just for Jamar Chase. I know why you're saying it, Jamie. But like, are they just? I'm just confused. Are they just gonna ride this out? Jake Browning has 9 points. They have kicked 3 field goals in 2 games, and they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Chase. What is happening? No, it won't. It's not, Chris, and that's why I don't think they'll give him up for a late round pick. I agree with you. That's what it should be. They're not going to give him up. They don't need to. T. Higgins' contract sucks. It sucks. It's too much money. Cincinnati wasted too much money on their offense. Alex, I saw a funny post and it said, is this the first time ever the NFL institutes a mercy rule? Dude, they are. Oh my gosh, the Lions are going to just... and they can't get a quarterback now. It's too late now. So we're going to go into week 6. When's their bye week? Russ's contract is super team friendly. It's all incentive based. It's a 1 year. But I don't even think you give up a pick. I think you give up a bad contract that you kind of want to unload. That's how I feel about it. It's like a win-win. We don't like this contract. You need a receiver. So they have Lions, Packers, Steelers, Jets, Bears, then bye. Oh my God. And the Steelers D, the Packers D, and the Lions D. Even the Jets D is like... And the Bears are starting to figure it out. They're mailing it in. Dude, their schedule's tough. Like, even after their bye, they have Steelers, Patriots, but then they have Ravens, Bills, Ravens, Dolphins, Cardinals, Cardinals good D, Browns, end it with the Browns. I mean, maybe they just realize they are not winning. But can you imagine giving $250 million, $250 million to 3 players, and then just being like, more than that. I'm talking like what is it, like more than that a year? What is it, like $200,000 or $200 million a year? Whatever it is, it's ridiculous. Alex and Chris just said it. You're right. Why not? Oh, that's a great idea. Penix, they're not moving on from Penix. Oh, I like that. Let Kirky Chains come in. He fits that. He's perfect for it. Why are we not talking about this? Why are these guys not like... Ah, man. Something's going to move, though. It's got to, right? Like, they can't do this. These teams are going to, like, after this week, if you're 1-4, if you're 2-3, you got to start to think, what can we get for our guys? And Atlanta's in that range as well. All right, guys, I'm going to roll out. I appreciate the chat, man. I needed that tonight. Chris, go Dodgers. I'm rooting for you, dude. I know you're a Dodgers fan. Appreciate you guys very much. Thanks to the chatter, Alex and Corey and Jamie. Can't salary cap. He's on it. I feel like we go back and forth on this. Chris, I think before you've said, maybe it wasn't you, but I think you were one that said salary cap's just a figment of people's imagination. Like, they move it all around. But, like, in the end, I agree with you. Like, somehow some of these teams magically find the money. But at the same time, when it's time to get like a player, they can't just do it. They can't magically come up with a salary cap. So I think, yes, they in the off season they find ways to spin it, but in season it's harder. I don't know. I'm looking forward to more. Hopefully, once we get rolling here on whatnot, we can have more chats about football as well. And sorry, baseball guys, if you want to talk baseball, I know it's a baseball night, but appreciate y'all very much. Tomorrow, peace.